Pickaxe.
We are less than 10 subbed patrons away at patreon.com/castparty from finally curing Vince of his incredibly poor rolls and cleansing his clearly cursed hands. All filmed for your viewing pleasure. We will be meeting with a psychic medium to provide the cast with personal psychic readings and ending the session with a cleansing of Vince's hands to rid him of whatever negative energy is looming over him. You can watch The Cleansing when we hit our goal, along with ad-free episodes, behind-the-scenes exclusive hangouts, extra bonus one-shots, and so much more, all at patreon.com/castparty. So what are you waiting for? For less than the price of 1 cup of coffee per month, you can join the most wholesome community over on our private Discord, receive your bonus goodies, and support your favorite D&D podcast. And also save us from Vince's mountain of nat ones. Please, I'm begging you, I don't want Sebastian to die. Hop on over, we'll see you there. We absolutely love chatting with you all over in the private Discord, so be sure to join, even if it's just the free tier, which provides you that private Discord access. Patreon.com/castparty. Thank you all so much for listening and your continued love and support. Enjoy the episode, cast and crew.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Fables of Fendraeya, Wyldacre. My name is Jose Polino, or at DMJoseP on TikTok and other fun socials, and I will be your director for today. I am joined, of course, by my slightly traumatized, but probably begging for more answers, cast and crew. So we'll begin with Ryan.
Hi, Ryan McManus, and I'll be playing Fiffin, the Maker Taker Hater Satyr. You can find me on my personals at ryan.mcmanus or run in the Cast Party socials at Cast Party D&D.
Next we have Nigel.
Hello, Nigel Deacon, playing Pond, your favorite froggy friend, hopefully finding a future family. You can find me at Nigel Sucks LMAO on every social that matters, including Threads.
Hey.
Ooh.
Oh, new app just dropped. Forgot about that.
New app just dropped.
Next we have Betty.
Hi, I am Betty. I play Quinn, the mighty owlin, who is as righteous as she is small, and you can find me at who.the.lovely on TikTok and Instagram.
And finally, we have Seth.
Hey everybody, I'm Seth. I am playing Cheese the Dog, Eternal Good Boy of the Spotless Mind. You can find me at Noctopus on TikTok and Noct.topus on Instagram and also Threads now.
Hey.
Mark.
The last time that we were all together, you all got yourself into a bit of a situation trying to get Floor back from this very eccentric but clearly dealing with some deep traumatic issues Kenku by the name of HeeHaw that was very keen on taking Floor to return it back to an individual. Do we remember this individual's name?
Zymus.
With that, you all succeeded, but before this all sort of happened, Cheese, you recalled upon a very specific sets of images with your previous owner.
Current owner. Thank you.
These images were very inviting, very welcoming. It's nice to be able to experience that again. But with that came the revelation of a couple of things. Your owner, she was very keen on trying to get some information. I don't remember how long ago this was per se. It was definitely during some of your travels. But there's something about it now that when you sort of reflect on a memory, you can pull these other details. And there was a big emphasis on these names. She was trying to really understand something about these two names that came up. Do you remember those names, Seth?
That would be Blightmore and Namora.
Those names stick in your head when you came out of that vision. And sure enough, even more so, as the body of HeeHaw laid there, its feathers turning from that blackish grayish tone to their what seemed like natural coloration. and they're sort of burned into the literal body of this creature. That similar ring design. And that's where we left off. As now the four of you are standing by, Floor is there with you as well. So with that said, as the perpetual, endless, sunset-ridden sky lay before you, what do you guys want to do?
Cheese is frozen in place. In his little doggy brain, he's going back over every single memory he's ever formed that he can remember. And he's like recontextualizing all of it. When he formed those memories, he was just a dog. And so he thought about, what do things taste like? What do things smell like? We're running, I'm getting pets, everything is good. But with the flashback that he just had, it's like he's zooming out of everything. And he's remembering more about those events. Anytime that they were running, they were being chased by guards. Anytime that they were, they smelled something interesting, there was screams from people or blood being spilled. And, he's thinking about those things. He's thinking about the time in the observatory, seeing those circles that didn't mean anything to him at first. But now as he's like looking down at HeeHaw, he's contemplating what all of that means. And then he's looking up HeeHaw now, and he's like seeing the exposed bone in this Kenku's neck, and he can like taste some of the meat and feathers and ichor still in his mouth, and he's remembering that. And then that figure that showed up when he was briefly dying, and I think he kind of like takes a step back from everything, and he's just sort of staring blankly as that's all sort of processing in his head.
Is everything okay, Cheese?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be... And he stops mid-sentence and he turns around and I think he's just vomiting for like 15 seconds, just all the pie that he had eaten over the past hour or whatever.
Oh no.
Just like morbid, because he's like changing colors, and he's growing and shrinking, and like fireworks are shooting out of his head. He's like making all kinds of weird noises.
Everyone throw up. Make him feel better. Don't let him be alone.
What? I don't want to.
Throw up.
Can I have your walk?
Okay. Pond takes it off and then throws up his stomach onto the ground and is just emptying the pie from within.
Quinn is going to take the walk and run to the river, which is nearby, rinse it out a little bit, and then get some fresh water in it and bring it over to now the two people who have thrown up. She's going to take her little feather and kind of dab Cheese's forehead a little bit. It's all right. Let it out.
Thank you. I think by now it's probably, for the most part, stopped, and he's tepidly lapping up some water. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're the winner. Look at all that.
Well, hopefully they don't know that I threw all that up. And we can still get all of our stuff.
I won't disqualify you.
Is anyone hurt? Does anyone need any kind of healing at all?
I'm dandy. Don't worry about me. I can assist if need be.
I'm at like half-mast right now.
I mean, I went down a little while ago, but, Pond helped me up. I think I'll be okay.
Are you sure?
For now. I think we need to probably catch up to our tree, though.
Right.
You gotta get our prize somehow. You earned that. You did so good back there. Holy crap.
Well, this is a group effort on everybody's part, believe me.
You, came out of the shadows and just, whacked him all over the place. It was amazing.
Thanks. I've never had to do that before. To be honest, it's a little nauseating.
Well, I mean, you were flailing about by a goddamn shadow tentacle. It was crazy. It was an interesting sight to see, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
As you're having this conversation, the ground beneath you is just kind of like a mixture of dirt and some kind of natural formed multicolored plant life that has those hues of purple and blue. All of the sort of leaves of nearby surrounding small bushes and trees and kind of plant life begin to sway with the breeze, but their points sort of centralize on the body of HeeHaw.
perhaps we shouldn't stick around too long.
I feel like we should probably do something about him. We can't just leave him here, right?
Let's just throw him into the weeds. They'll eat him, won't they?
How about we give him Viking funeral, just toss him down the stream? Something.
Yeah, there's something I think I gotta do first before we do anything else with the body. Quinn, can I borrow your sword?
Of course. And I'll take it out and hold it out to Cheese.
I hold it in my mouth. I go up to it and I take a second to hype myself up for this, and then I start cutting that circle out of his chest.
Everybody, welcome to Wyldacre. You walk up to the body and you begin to sort of carve out what essentially looks like a brand almost. As you sort of begin to carve away, really, you hear you continue cutting, and slowly HeeHaw's body seems to sort of slightly kind of like lift. And you hear that same sort of chirping sound. All of the trees and plant life seem like if the wind was blowing in every direction, and the direction is where Cheese is currently standing.
Cheese?
You may want to hurry up. The forest looks kind of hungry.
I'll hurry as best I can. I'm just hacking away as best as I can with my little doggy jaws.
You continue to hack away, but now you notice that the body is slowly moving closer towards the water.
Oh, I'm not done with you yet.
The three of you can now sort of see that underneath, it looks like blades of grass are just slowly holding the body up and moving it and shifting it.
I was joking about a Viking funeral.
The river that was once sort of like the slow, steady stream that was just kind of passing by, you now hear it almost like a torrent almost. It just sort of feels like water has picked up and has become a little bit more intense.
Okay, I think it's time to go. I think we either cross this bridge ASAP. Chop chop. Literally.
When I get 70% of the way through, just kind of see everything else, and I pass Quinn back her sword, and I just try to yank it off with my teeth.
Oh.
I don't know if I got all of it or what.
It's like you got a crescent moon, if you will. You got a good majority of it, but then there's just the final points that you really couldn't carve into too deeply.
I jam it in my backpack, lap up a little bit of water, and just spit it back out. Okay, maybe we should go. I don't know what's happening.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. As you sort of go to the water and begin to clean yourself up, the water is moving like sound waves every time it speaks. And what will you do with that now that you have it?
Cheese just backs up. I don't say anything, I just growl at him.
The water starts sort of behaving a little bit more freely now, almost like going up against the current, until eventually the water sort of parts, comes back together, and from it begins to take shape into that of what looks kind of like humanoid, fairly tall, but you can't really make out any face or eyes, but something looking at you. Stretches out its arms and goes, "None of my concern, but perhaps it can be. But I'll take this one." And it stops at the foot of the river, and this sort of humanoid water-like being reaches down and grabs HeeHaw. "Oh, heavens, you couldn't have gone a little bit less with this one?" He was clearly outnumbered. But no bother. It's quite all right. I'll deal with it on my end. But he is a child of this place after all, and I will do what I must. So thank you, Cheese.
And who are you?
The better question is, who am I to you?
That sounds like the same question.
Are you the Feywild?
I can be.
Cheese takes a couple more steps back. Eyes on it, this body of water. But I think he also kind of eyes Quinn in case they need to run.
I'll kind of step in front of Cheese a little bit.
He looks over and goes, "Protector is what you are. And you do a good job at being vigilant, spreading your wings and flying above all else. I've guided your sails before, and I bow my noble head to you, Quinn."
How do you know our names?
"How do I know your names?"
Once again, same question.
From behind pond, you hear like the wind moving and rustling until it's sort of now between the leaves and the ground and the dirt and the dust forms another vision, humanoid body in front of you. And you are Pond, right?
That's what I'm called.
Quick with the jabs, but an incredible talent. Don't touch him though, it can be deadly.
You're pretty spot on. That's,
I take good notes. It's what I pride myself in. Knowing everything, especially you. And points over to you, Fiffin.
How have you been taking notes on everyone in Wyldacre? That seems like a lot.
Perhaps it is. It's a very daunting job to watch over all of it. But I'm not complaining. I'm having a good old time. As long as at the end of this I can see you all and perhaps get introduced to, you watch us now, both the water essential, like this water elemental and this air elemental, look over to Floor. Especially this one. This one intrigues me. You have spared so much for the sake of this little one, yet you have now sacrificed blood on my lands. For this little one. What does this little one mean to you? Don't answer, just think about it.
And what kind of notes exactly do you have on Floor?
Why do you want to know?
There's plenty to know.
There is. Perhaps, if we see each other, on the grandest of days, perhaps I can share with you some notes that I have. Better yet, maybe I don't have any notes, and now I've gotten so deep in your head that the only thing you can do is worry about what I do know. But I'll be fair with you, Fiffin. What I do know is one thing. Blood was spilled in my land. And it is by your hand. By all of your hands.
It was out of self-defense. You and I can both agree on that, right?
I can. I'm just pointing out a fact. The sky is purple, the grass can talk, and blood is drying on the ground. We can all agree these are facts, right?
Pond splashes some water on the blood. Not right now.
You watch as the sort of water elemental gesture towards the stream, and the stream dries up. And then he points over to you and he says, "Speak."
That just seems like cheating.
As you go to talk, the water shoots out from your mouth like a projectile water hose. Like all of the water from the stream. You're essentially now seeing Pond almost get up from the ground with how much pressure all this water is coming out. And then the wind elemental that's sort of lingering around you, Fiffin, goes, "I know you're a fellow prankster, and I thought you'd enjoy that. I admire your work very much. It makes me laugh on many of these days, and let's just say I have a couple of my own. I can't wait for you to see."
Listen, I appreciate it, but I'm gonna try to jump and just grab Pond out of the air like a flailing, out-of-control fire hose.
Through the, torrent of water. Don't touch me!
Remember, he may be small, he may be quick, but if you get too close, your fate will be sealed.
Right, his damn poison skin.
You know I can fix that, right? And now you only hear this, Fiffin.
How? I've been trying to think of something to make, but that's just covering it up. I don't know how to fix it permanently.
Well, I guess you're just gonna have to keep going and find out.
Oh man, come on, a hint.
I can't tell you all my secrets.
Just a hint.
The water returns back to the stream, the wind picks up, and the grass sort of returns to its normal, natural state. And then the body on the water vanishes, and then the wind elemental vanishes and goes, "Gotcha."
Wait, you have to show me how to do that! How did you make water come out of him?
Excuse my language, but what the frog was that?
Pond, are you okay?
You got like waterboarded, but in reverse.
What's waterboarding? It sounds kind of fun.
I won't teach you about it today, boys. Sorry.
Well, I don't think I'll be thirsty for a little bit.
You all see HeeHaw's body remain still on the very top of the stream with water running through it. And slowly the blades of grass kind of like caress it and hold certain parts of the arms and what looks like the legs until eventually these sort of like very vibrant, luminescent kind of fish, almost like koi fish, swim up to the body, and one of the fish just grows in size, even larger than the stream itself, open its mouth and swallows HeeHaw. And then the fish shrinks back down to a small size and swims away.
Is that a Viking funeral?
You know, it's the best we're gonna get right now. Let's go with that.
Wait, so was that the Archfey?
I think so.
That's the only sense I can make of it.
Oh.
He like kind of is nature, you know? He got water, he got air. I'm glad there wasn't fire. But, you know, he just encompasses the elements.
And now he knows that we have something that he wants?
Well, if he wanted to see Floor so badly, he could have snapped his fingers and we would have been there.
I think he has known. And that's what's concerning.
He's been following us.
Does that change our mission at all?
He knows we're coming.
Does he know we were trying to give it to... Should I be talking about this?
We probably shouldn't.
Oh.
I think we gotta catch up with the tree, though.
All right.
The fairies are... I don't know where they are at this point.
If we can. The ant's gotta stop sometime, right?
The tree is definitely a little bit far. If you turn behind you northward, you can see the tree still.
Oh, okay, still an eye shot.
I mean, it's a safe place to sleep. We can collect our belongings, get our rewards, maybe inform Achilles of what we just went through.
And it'll be a safe place, I think, at the moment, at least for us to talk. Because there's some stuff I think that I should probably tell you.
Yeah, of course.
Start making off towards the tree again?
You want me to clip you in, Cheese?
All right.
Clip Cheese into the cart. Let's get running. We did promise you a walk, so...
That's true. As weakened as he is, Cheese is still... He's still got the tippy taps for when you say walk. Cheese will take off for the end. Probably not max speed while Floor is in possession, but as fast as I can without disturbing him.
You guys are following Cheese. The area around you, the way in which the land now sort of behaves by your footsteps, it's like every time you step, it feels now like the ground almost like caves in slightly, and it sort of like permanently leaves a footprint, a paw print, whatever it may be on the ground. At this point, it's what we would essentially almost consider nighttime, but that's still sort of lingering, ever bright sunset. I would say after a couple of minutes for sure, a good little bit of running, you eventually catch up to the tree, but it feels very quiet. Not as vibrant as before. Whereas before you could hear almost like a little bit of music, you could hear a bit of the fairies, you could hear life on the very crown of this tree. You don't hear that anymore. At the very foot of it, all you hear is just the creaking of the tree end as it lets another step to keep moving forward.
I yell up at it. Excuse me! Excuse me!
Yes?
My friends and I, we had to jump off of you briefly. Can you help us get back up there with the rest of the fairies?
Rest of the fairies? I carry no fairies.
Are you not, oh my gosh, are you not ancient?
I am.
You had a bunch of fairies on your head, not more than a few minutes ago.
Perhaps you can give it a look.
Stretches out this massive tree branch arm down to you.
Tell me what you see up there. I would be very concerned if life lived on this head.
Begins to raise you up towards the top of the crown.
What do I see up there?
You see now the same flat crown, sort of like area space where there were the tables and the stage and all that. But it all sort of looks older. Like the cloth on the top of the tables is sort of makeshift fairy-like colors are all withering and dying away. The stage where Pond performed, it sort of all has these like pieces of wood that were of course to scale, but they all sort of like breaking and folding and warping with time.
But those things are there.
They're there.
Cheese will just wait for everybody else to get here. Mr. Ancient, could you stop for just a few moments while I wait for my friends?
The entire tree just stops. Fiffin, Pond, and Quinn, you essentially see the tree come to a stop, and as it shakes itself, a couple of birds fly out from the very top.
Quinn will fly up there.
Do my best to activate the pants and mirthful leap up branch to branch.
Same. Hopping.
You essentially, with some time, get up to the very top, and you see the same thing. What really just kind of looks like an abandoned place that you were just living in, thriving in, but it just looks like it's seen some time. It looks like it's seen some very not well taken care of years. And then you hear from the distance what sounds like fluttering of wings. Oh, hello? Who's out there?
Michelius?
Oh heavens! Oh, look at all of you! And now you see coming out from behind, kind of like a branch, kind of hidden in the darkness, Michelius. But there is no regalness, no chauvinistic sort of like presentation to him anymore. There is a very similar fitting, decaying sort of robes, color fading attire. Even his hair, this like long, beautiful silver hair, is kind of matted and knotted up. And the smallish crown that he had, that was comprised of these small little brown twigs, it's just kind of like, almost looks like charcoal. And he goes, "Oh, heavens, my apologies. I didn't wish for any of you to see me this way. I thought we were done. I thought we were done with the celebration, and I thought things would just kind of go back to the way they were. My apologies. Your things are still here, though. If that is what you're probably coming back about, you can grab them." And there you see the same spot that had all of these kind of like gifts piled up. There's just a couple of small little, almost like boxed up possessions of yours. Thanks you all for coming. Good. Thank you for participating in the pie celebration. We really do hope you had a good time. Well, no, we for sure did. Thank you.
Wait. What happened? Where's the party?
Michelius kind of stops and turns around, and we did have a party. That is true. We had a party a long time ago, and you all got to participate in it. You invited yourselves on over to our little piece of history.
That was only like a few minutes ago.
They were one hell of a couple minutes, weren't they?
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic. We mean like minutes, like only like 300 seconds. Are we talking minutes or are we talking years? Or more than that. I hope it's not more than that.
I feel like I'm being a little vague in my explanation. My apologies. It's been hundreds of years at this point for me. For the last time we had a celebration. For all of you, it's been, well, however much time it's been since we last spoke.
Pond just like sits this is broken Pond's brain. He has no idea what's happening.
What happened to everyone? Is this not where they live?
Is where they lived.
Well, what happened to them?
Oh, well, that was some time ago. You remember that story I told you about with the Archfey?
Yes, it was like 30 minutes ago. For us, I guess.
Right. Well, the Archfey just didn't take some of us. The Archfey took all of us. The what you experienced wasn't really happening. It was actually all a projection that I can do when certain stars align in the multiverse. I'm able to bring back memories that leave deep within. And I couldn't break the what you would call magic. I had to keep remembering those good memories.
So it's just you?
Well, it's me and Theric. And you watch us from the distance. Theric kind of comes out and he goes, "Is it all right to come out now, sir?" Yeah, come on over, Theric. It's just everyone. We're diving into some real deep stuff. No worries. Let's bring everyone along. Honestly, at this point, invite Ancient also. Just us. It's just us.
I'm sorry to hear that.
This place can be a little wonderful at times. Can sort of fill your mind with all kinds of joyful experiences and leave your bellies full to a degree that you've never fathomed before. But I think reality shows us that everything is finite, right? And, well, my kin, my family, my friends, my lovers, they are all now memories. And I appreciate them very much. I thank you all for participating. It made it seem that much more real. Thank you.
Why did you take us to hear our stuff? We were in the woods, and now floor is covered in crystals.
Right.
And did you do that just to bring us into the...
No. That's, so when my memories are a gift, what I can do is actually, I like to think of it as kind of a curse that the dear old Archfey placed on me. Take away everything I have, and then the only ability that I can't perform is bringing them back in order to relive those memories time and time again. Seems a little cruel, but I'll take what I can get. These memories can exist, they can live, they can influence the world around me. What you experienced was a couple of individuals that used to be a part of our troupe, and no longer are. So there is a solution. I am able to get that for you. These are things that our world is shaped around, but this was not of my doing, believe me. This interaction right now, it's a little bit too much for me as well. I could have sworn we were done with everything and we could have just moved on, but I guess not. So look, I don't have any pie. I don't have any anything really of note, nor anything. Hell, I don't even have a home anymore. I don't have anything to give to you all. I only have my memories.
Is this not your home?
It used to be, but would you call this a home? And as you sort of look around, you see that all of the little cute little houses and makeshift homes and spaces that used to be laid out had a sort of a flow to it. It felt lived in, colorful, and vibrant. But now that you see them, they're just really decaying and withering away. And in some cases, some of the roofs for some of the houses are just completely torn off. And he goes, not really a home anymore. But it's the safest place I got. Safest place I got.
We don't need you to give us anything. Heck, we could probably be comfortable just staying up here on Ancient's head for the night.
Absolutely. You're already deep within this little trauma circle, so might as well just go in a little bit further, right? And as he kind of laughs, Theric looks over to him and he goes, "Come on, Machilius. These people don't know about us. Exercise a little bit of restraint, right? If you wish to stay for the night, you can. I don't want to speak anymore about this. The people that you experienced this moment with no longer share this living space anymore. It is only me and my son, Theric.
Of course.
Look, I know that you are all quite interested in returning this baby to the Archfey. I know perhaps the Archfey has, I don't know, maybe promised you something, right? Maybe there's some gold in it for all of you. I don't really know what it may be. Some monetary value, perhaps some services, some trade, or in my case, a gift. Know that at the end of the day, the Archfey and the right hand of the Archfey deal in ways the way in which they deal. And sometimes, under certain circumstances, it can be a little, I think it can be a little, deceptive. But you'll be safe. This is, and looks to you, Quinn, and goes, this is home. This is home. All right, well, Theric, can you, I don't know, go get some, what do y'all tall people eat? Berries and things? And you, and looks over to you, Cheese, and goes, I don't really know. You ate a lot of pie, and I hoped you were able to keep it down.
Sure, funny you mention. I think I'll be okay.
All right, well, just a heads up, it will come out eventually. It's not really real, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great.
It already did come out.
It super duper came out.
But not of me yet.
All of a sudden, Fiffin, you feel your stomach just like...
Oh, there's the rumble.
Find a corner.
Everyone throw up so he doesn't feel awkward.
Everyone shit their pants so Fiffin doesn't feel bad.
Thank you for your hospitality, Machilius. It was a lovely party.
I'm thankful for all of you to have been a part of it. That was a good day. Looks over as Theric begins to like head out and he goes, that was my boy's day. That was a good day for him. But now everything that did happen to Theric, oh that happened. Whoever is chasing this baby, whoever is chasing Theric, they're coming. I appreciate your time and all, but being as me and my boy are the only remaining of our group, we'd like to remain safe. So camp out the night.
I let out a sad whine, and I'll give him like sort of a lick, which I guess would be like across it, like his entire body.
So right. All right. Hope that tasted good. And you just feel like that sort of leftover dirt and dust, dirty essentially. And Machilius flies off in the same direction of that little home that you all had your sort of meeting in. And the space is yours.
I feel real bad for Machilius.
Yeah, that was a turn of events that I did not expect.
Yeah.
But we have a place to stay for the night.
Hey, if all that was a memory, how are we throwing up pie? Was the pie even real?
No.
Who made the pie?
I think he said that, it could still affect the world.
Oh.
Hence the baby.
Hence the baby, indeed.
Right.
Maybe you won't even have to digest it. Maybe it'll just go away.
God, I hope so. I'm not looking forward to that. If it's even half as bad as what you experienced, I don't want it. And I'm afraid, jeez. I'm afraid.
I put my paw on your boot. I'll be here for you, buddy. It'll be okay. We'll get through this together.
Oh, deep breathing. I appreciate it.
Just remember your Lamaze class.
Instantly, Fiffin, you begin throwing up.
Ah, there it is!
I just pat him on the boot.
Pond in solidarity, stomach out.
I don't have anything in here to throw up.
I appreciate the sentiment.
Well, it's been a day or more. I think we should get some sleep. Pond takes his pot and finds a nice little crevice in the tree where he can shove it so that it doesn't move while it's rocking. And I'm going to cast Create or Destroy Water to just fill it with water and then nestle in so he can have a nice wet sleep.
I don't know if I particularly want to be away from everybody right now. I don't know if that's the safest option, so maybe we just have a little huddle corner. I know Cheese wanted to chat about stuff anyway, so we can all just relax, get comfy, and wind down for a little bit.
Maybe a little campfire in a
Is that dangerous?
spot that won't be dangerous for
Oh, okay.
Ancient. I'll look around for a nearby spot to where Pond set up to just druid craft a little campfire for us.
Wait, didn't we have prizes? Or our stuff?
Oh, there was the pile. I know there was some extra stuff in there. We can open them up while we hang and chat if we want.
And that stuff ain't hundreds of years old. That's stuff that was actually gathered, right?
Quinn will go gather those, kind of bring them to the group. Grab a couple sticks and a leaf on the way.
As we're huddling, I guess, around this fire, I reach into my pack and I slap the wet flesh clump onto the ground.
Good idea, dinner.
Oh,
Yes.
Quinn, why? Oh, God.
I was thinking the same thing.
Thank you.
Maybe afterwards.
Can I leave?
Fiffin, do you not eat meat?
Not that. That looks...
It's just bird.
How dare you? How dare you?
Oh, yeah.
I thought we were friends.
I'm sorry. I would never eat an owl again. I would only ever just keep eating crow or whatever he was.
Oh, come on. Crows are cool. They bring me little gifts sometimes.
This crow was not cool.
Yeah, true.
The pattern here, this circle that you see, I've seen this before.
Oh.
I remember the person that I was living with before I came to town. We went to a place. It was a place where you looked up into the sky. I don't know what they were doing there and why, but there were a lot of circles that looked just like this.
How did it get all the way here?
I don't know. But I remember some names that she mentioned while we were in that place. It was Blightmore? Namora? Does that mean anything to anybody?
Right over my head.
No.
I get the feeling that we might be more involved in everything that's happening than I thought.
What do those names mean to you?
At the moment, nothing. But the person that I was living with was very, very dead set on figuring out what those names were for.
Did they have any special powers like HeeHaw did?
Oh, yeah. She had all kinds of powers. That's where I learned how to do all of these things. And I teleport and blast the rest of my key points to cast darkness. And
That was a lot in all just 1 second.
She was trying to find these people?
they were important to her. I don't know if she was trying to find them to stay away from them, or to kill them, or to protect them. She was just looking for them.
Was she kind?
Yeah, she was the best. I think you would all love her. And she would love all of you. She did kill a lot of people, though.
Oh.
That's what I was
Oh.
asking. Got it.
Hey, you haven't really said much about her since you got here. I guess we haven't really had time to,
It's been busy.
go over things, but you'll have to tell us more about her when we have more time, of course. I know we're kind of in the midst of this whole situation.
Ideally, I'd find her and I could just introduce her to you.
Even better.
It's starting to feel like the things we want don't always happen exactly the way we want them.
Is she the one you heard in the tall grass?
I thought so. But actually, that's another thing. I heard that voice again when I was out of it before Pond healed me. I heard a voice that's, I think, sounded like the one I heard in the tall grass. It was telling me not to worry and that it would take care of everything.
Do you trust it? The voice? I mean, not your owner.
If you had asked me this 3 days ago, I would have said yes, absolutely. But now I'm not so sure.
The symbol. Did you see it being used in any way? Did you see it with any kind of text? Can you read?
No, not at all.
Got it.
Okay.
Right.
So you think this symbol has something to do with those two names? You think those two are related? The symbols and the names?
The symbols, I think, are related to the names, and I think that it might be related to Floor somehow too.
Who's Floor? Thera come up now with a good amount of like berries and things on hand and goes, sorry, I didn't mean to interject myself into your conversation. It's pretty quiet up here, so you don't have to tell me. But here's some berries. I hope they're not poisonous.
I scoot over and I make a little space for Theric, and I kind of look at him.
Come join.
Well, thank you very much. He kind of like walks over and takes a seat.
Can I, before he sits down, roll sleight of hand?
Sure.
Hey, thanks.
If you've got a whoopee cushion or something.
You're goddamn right I do. Jeez.
Oh my god!
No breaks.
That's an 18.
He goes to sit down. Well. Look at that. That's,
it's a classic.
Give him a break. Give him a break.
Sorry.
Fiffin.
Okay, not the time.
it was you. Oh, that's a relief.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that back. I only got one.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. Sure thing. Here you go.
Appreciate you. Sorry. Welcome.
It's nice to laugh. It really is. Well, thanks. Thanks for inviting me. I think the red ones over here, they taste a little bit sweeter, while these darker ones right over here, they kind of taste like I don't know. Some people have described it. It kind of tastes like a little bit of nothing. I don't really know how to put it, but there you go. Enjoy.
I lick his entire body.
Pond will shoot out his tongue and grab a berry.
Nice and sweet.
Not for me. Just nestles back into the water.
Oh, I mean, I get the feeling I won't be giving this to the Archfey, so maybe we can try it. And I pull out the danger fruit. If people want to try this out, I've never had this myself.
Worth a shot. I mean, can't say I've had fruit with spikes on it before.
You take the fruit. Weirdly enough, feels like think of like almost like a peach. But if you were to able to take a peach and just perfectly like a puzzle, find the half and turn it away from each other, kind of what you do with an avocado once you cut into it. But when you do that, you sort of like split it apart, and it's very juicy on the inside, where you still see these kind of like tendrils that connect both halves of the fruit together. But then the tendrils, as they sort of like connect, you hear like a crystallizing, almost like a, and the tendrils become hard. Theric looks over and he goes, I think you're supposed to grab one of those. And he kind of motions over to one of the tendrils that is coming out from the fruit.
That's fun.
I don't think I want to anymore.
Cheese will have at it.
You grab it, and it's essentially almost like a kebab, if you will. Like you use it as a stick. And when it comes out, a little chunk of the fruit comes out with it.
Oh, that's clever.
Okay.
Theric goes, and then I think you put it in your mouth, and then I think you have to chew it a little bit, and then after a little bit, then you have to swallow it.
Thank you for describing eating, Theric.
Thanks, Theric.
Hey, look, just what I do. It's been a while since people have been around, and now we're all sitting here, just kind of talking. Excuse me.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not. It really isn't. Every time I see that baby, I can't remember. I really can't.
Can't remember what?
I can't remember. I just remember seeing just something. Give me that baby, and now you're supposed to just what? Like invite him onto your home, and it's like an image of doom, you know? It's like the world's ending every time I look into those little eyes, you know? I don't know, that seemed a little personal, but, you know, Michaelius was kind of telling me that, you know, you all sort of are choosing to do a thing, but regardless of how that little one makes me feel, I really do hope that you can help him.
Thank you, Theric.
We're gonna try our best. We're kind of having to roll with the punches here. Sometimes literally, sometimes figuratively.
That's Wyldacre for you.
Theric, are you okay?
I have these voices that kind of come to my mind sometimes. I don't know who it is, but it wants me to get this baby. It wants me to take it. I can't do that.
Where does it want you to take the babe?
It wants me to take it to him.
To the Archfey?
I think.
Definitely don't think you should do that.
It's very strong-willed of you, Theric, to be able to push those voices aside, knowing that it's wrong. So I'm proud of you for that.
Thanks. Thanks. That's a nice thing to say to someone when you kind of feel like you can't get all those voices to go away, you know, and then you have somebody telling you that it's actually okay to get those voices to go away. That's nice. That's encouraging. You know, I think sometimes I haven't told Michelius this, but sometimes it's like I feel like I can remember who gave me the baby, but then sometimes it's like clouded with the memory of my mom and the pies and the contests and previous celebrations. Think about my sister a lot. But then I go back to that. It kind of feels like a perpetual hell, you know? I can't stop thinking about one thing after another. Kind of like this place, you know? But in here. Floor's general Jasper situation, still covering the eyes, but now slowly kind of coming back from behind the feet. But the mouth and the nose are still very much available and open. And just as he looks over, you see like an exhale coming from Floor.
Breathing's good.
Breathing's very good. Theric, when you arrive at the festival, I mean, why even go if the Archfey did this to your people?
Well, I think the way that Michelius puts it is kind of like, you kind of have no choice. We don't want to be making no statement or anything, so we show up. We don't give any gifts. We stay at a distance. But we at least make it known that we don't want any more trouble. Well, I feel like I've just laid out a lot to you all. Thanks for inviting me to your circle.
Did you eat?
Yeah. I ate. Me and Michelius got some food back in the old place over there. We'll be all right. We'll be okay.
Hey, Theric, do you sleep well?
You know, fairies. They say that fairies don't sleep. They say that a fairy sort of lives perpetually lighting the skies. A lot of people tend to think that that's where stars come from. So to answer your question, no, we don't sleep because we don't need to. But I do. I sleep. Do you sleep?
Oh yeah, very well.
Good.
Very well.
It's good. It's good.
I mean, this offer's up for anyone, but would you like to sleep well, at least for a little while? Just a break.
But depending. Michelius will start freaking out a bit if his memories get a little too out of whack. So I gotta be there to remind him that we're here, you know?
At that moment, Pond will start just like from the water humming and like reverberating his throat, and it's again one of those like melodic kind of sounding frog sounds. Like it's that he's almost able to harmonize with himself. I'm not actually casting Catnap because I don't have the spell slots for it, but he's pretending and hoping that Catnap will work. And if there's any role that you would let me do to try and just convince people to go to sleep.
Sure. Make a persuasion check for me. Or actually, no. For this, it would be performance.
Does a 29 do anything for you?
Oh my god, dude.
You begin to do the humming, almost resonant sound. There it goes. So looks over to you, Quinn, and goes, what was he doing exactly?
He's trying to be helpful and soothe.
Oh, is this the soothing thing?
Right. I would just let him feel soothed.
He kind of closes his eyes.
Yes, very good, yes.
And he's just focusing. He's like, am I supposed to feel it right now, Mr. Frog Pond individual? Just continues with the song. Oh, I gotta get to bed. I don't want to fall asleep right here. Oh, can I open my eyes? I'm gonna open my eyes. Okay. Sort of like struggles a moment. Oh, and sort of like now begins to fly over the direction of the little house where Machilius went. And he flies over, and then you hear the door close.
I've never seen someone get stressed out trying to relax before.
It's a gift, honestly. Jeez.
Pond kind of continues his song with his eyes closed until he's hoping other people fall asleep, but probably until he falls asleep first.
It is very rhythmic and very soothing, and Fiffin would take advantage of that, absolutely.
Cheese doesn't need coaxing. Cheese is out.
Quinn is going to stay up for as long as she can, just keeping an eye on things because she's very nervous. Eventually will fall asleep and rest against the walk.
Pond and Quinn, right as you're sort of getting into that moment of relaxation that leads to sleep, these two almost like firefly lights come down, and they sort of like take the space where everyone was gathering and rejoicing with the pie and the music and everything. And the two little fireflies kind of like spread out, and they form what looks like Machilius and this constant array of intermingling fireflies. And then another fairy, much more sort of a feminine presentation. And they sort of dance in the space. You watch as the Machilius hold the hand of this fairy, twirls her around. And then she, in turn, grabs him, turns him around, and runs her hands very lightly towards his wings. Another small little firefly run up and then sort of transforms into a smaller fairy, resembling that of Theric. And when the fairy catches up to them, the two fairies look up and they're surprised, and they grab onto Theric. They lift him up and they hold him. And the three bodies come together as three little fireflies that now just sort of linger in the space. And just as sleep is taking you, Quinn, you fall asleep, and Pond, the last thing you hear is just, "Mama," coming from Floor. And you fall asleep. Morning comes too. You all have gained a long rest.
So Floor spoke, I think.
What, huh?
Crazy first thing to hear in the morning.
He said, "Mama." Did you see the fireflies, Quinn?
I did. It was tragic.
I don't know what to make of that. It was really cute. Anyway, Mama, why? What? And like, I'll go over and look at Floor.
I'll follow.
The Jasper still remains.
Oh, it's a new day. Give him another drop while you're over there.
I got it. I'll put it like around that edge there to hopefully expand till we can see his little baby face again.
It's gonna take some time, but you see it sort of like the Jasper kind of like withering away into itself as it begins to push it back.
One more to go.
One more. I'm waiting for him to say something. I'm just gonna like poke him a couple times.
Well, what's the plan now?
Ancient's still going to the festival. It's kind of our end point. But what we do there is, I guess, still up in the air.
We have to find the right hand, right?
As long as we still think that's the best option.
Seems like the only one that doesn't end in summoning the devil or killing Floor. I do have a growing desire to punch the Archfey.
Yeah.
He keeps getting worse the more and more I hear about him. So I understand that.
I also don't know if I want to be here in case the rest of HeeHaw's compatriots find us.
Right.
I also don't want to put any more fairies in danger if we can avoid that. So I guess we foot it.
Off we go.
Okay.
We'll probably say goodbye then to the two of them and Ancient.
Yeah.
I'll bound off, try and find Machilius and Theric, so we can say goodbye.
You're able to sort of perch your two little paws on the branch that sort of leads to the very top, and you hear the door swing open, and there you see Machilius rubbing his eyes, and he goes, "Oh heavens, cheese, right? Sorry, I heard something. I'm sorry. How can I help you?"
My friends and I were about to leave. I just wanted to say goodbye to you and Theric and Ancient. Thank you for all of your hospitality. As confusing as some of it was.
Sorry. I gotta be quiet. And you watch as he kind of like closes the door behind him, and he comes up and he kind of like flies over to what would be like hovering right above your nose. Well, thank you, Cheese. You put up one of the best pie eating competitions I have seen in quite some time.
If you're ever having another one, I'll eat all of it.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks, Cheese, and tell your other friends. Thank you. This is quite an interesting circumstance in which we have met. I hope you don't think less of me. I'm just an old fairy, trying to find some color again, you know?
If you ever want to visit, all of us live in town. We'd love to have you over.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of town.
It's the one with the smiley face, not the one with the sad face. Don't go to the sad face one. That one's sad.
Good. Okay, I will make it a point to not go to that one. Maybe I'll convince Ancient to take us down that way once we finish up with Celebration. How's that sound?
That sounds great. Goodbye, I guess.
Goodbye. And he just kind of looks at all of you and very sheepishly, shyish, waves goodbye.
Pond is vigorously waving.
Little nod from Fiffin.
Gentle feather up.
So you all descend the tree?
Actually, before we go, I'm going to take a stick. I'm going to do a real crude drawing of the four of us punching the archfey.
You'd make the drawing, and you guys begin to descend the tree. And now that you descend the tree, you see the same sort of like landscape that lays before you. But now it's a little bit easier to find where to go as you're now essentially just kind of following the flow of it all. The wind seems to head in a northward fashion. The treants that walk in the space and all of the small creatures that you saw from up high are now at ground level by your feet. And they all seem to be heading in the same direction.
Start following it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys continue moving forward. Apart from following this laid out track before you, who would sort of take note of making sure to know where they're going? Who's going to be sort of leading this navigation, if you will?
Not me.
Definitely not me.
Quinn will. Quinn will pop up between the trees every once in a while, make sure that we're going in the right direction. If there's a better pathway, less traffic, shortcuts.
Go ahead and give me a perception check as you take up to the skies.
Hey, not bad. 15 on the dice. It's an 18.
You take off. You shoot up towards the sky. You see it all just before you again. And you see, the 1, 2, 3, 4 treants, perhaps some in the distance. But now that you can sort of see it up ahead, before you, down below, directly from where you're flying, there is one treant that lumbers its right foot, essentially, and smashes it down, raises one arm to sort of like scratch itself and bring it down. There is a similar one, almost a mirror copy of it, straight ahead, doing the exact same thing. 1 foot up, crashing down, lifting its arm to scratch its head, and then down again. And now that you notice, After a certain point, it just feels like it's all mirrored.
It looks as if perhaps there's some trickery, tomfoolery, and buffoonery up ahead.
Fiffin, what did you do?
I don't know, but we're going straight ahead, right? Right? Say yes.
Yes.
Cool. Let's go.
After say a couple of hours, you then get to a point where the air feels very still. It feels very stagnant. Pond, you see from where you're standing, up high would look like birds that fly, and right as they get to like a certain point, the birds, they stop, and they sort of like begin to fly back.
I think something isn't right. The air is weird. Those birds up there just like looked like they hit like a soft wall and then turned around.
Quinn, do you want to zoom ahead and check it out, or is that too dangerous? Is that risky?
I'll go. I can do it. I can do it.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Thank you, Fiffin.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go up.
Quinn, before you go up there, here, you should maybe take this. That might be helpful. I hand you the Wand of Secrets, which exposes traps and secret doors.
Haha, thank you.
In case there's, I don't know, a trap up there or something. Fiffin said that this would expose it. It would show it.
Thank you. Quinn will take it in her talon and shoot. I just want to go up. I don't want to go any further in.
Oh, that wand only works within 30 feet, by the way. Just a heads up.
Thank you so very much. I will then go to where Pond pointed out that the birds turned around. I'll try and go to that approximate location and just kind of like circle a little bit and use the wand.
You begin to circle around. Below you, you see other creatures that when they get to that point, they sort of like stop and they stand and look. But now as you fly, you sort of see, it's essentially like being in front of a mirror. You can see yourself, and you take the wand, and as you sort of like are tracing it in the spot, it begins to pulse. And the sort of pulsing becomes rhythmic and a little bit faster. As it does, the tip of the wand shoots straight ahead. And they're kind of like taking light and beaming it against the mirror. Shing! You see just from the corner of the universe to this point on the ground, it's just a solid wall. A door of sorts that is preventing your path forward.
I don't think we can pass. I think it's, I found out it was solid. Sorry, Cheese. I'll give the wand back to Cheese.
It's okay. It was free.
I suppose it goes the vastness of Wyldacre. We go against it, I suppose?
If it just keeps going, I feel like we're just gonna be walking alongside it for eternity, right?
We reach the edge of the map.
Yeah, there has to be some way to, like, get through. What are the Ents doing? Are they getting through, or can we do anything like that?
Yeah, what did I see?
You guys now see that collectively, all of the different creatures and denizens of this land are now kind of gathering on a central spot up ahead.
Oh.
Perhaps we approach.
You guys get closer, and then you hear a familiar voice. Okay, well, we must find it. It must be somewhere in this area. Take a minute, the voice of Yermo, the fawn.
Wow.
The wall that leads us to the bridge has been broken. I don't know how, but I'll tell you this. It couldn't have gone that far. And if any of you have it, you will get in trouble. I know this for sure. I don't think you do, or else we would be able to move forward. So spread out, all of you. You're looking for a small piece about this big. And now, as you sort of see, when you get up to the circle, they are all kind of created a half circle by what looks like a hole on this mirror. And it's like this kind of like rectangular piece, jagged, missing, But from the opening, the crack that is missing on the mirror, it looks like these veins that come out, stretching throughout in this vibrant red. Oh, look who it is. Hello, hi, welcome. And he kind of like draws your attention and all the creatures turn around. He goes, sorry, everyone. Okay, we don't know each other that well, so go ahead, go on. And he kind of like walks over to you and he goes, look at you all. You have made it so far. How wonderful. It's only been but a couple of days since we last spoke, but now we are here and we have hit a bit of a stop in the journey ahead. How is the little one doing?
Could be better.
Covered in crystal.
You know, they go one and the same, honestly.
Good. Honesty. That's what matters. Well, I don't know how many of you are quite familiar with this enchantment, but this is placed by the right hand of the Archfey. And for some reason, there is inconsistency with it. It is not complete, so we cannot journey ahead to the bridge. If perhaps you could help us. All of us are now seemingly trying to look for it. We're running out of time. But if we are able to recover the piece that was broken, perhaps placing it back would allow us entry. But I will say, be careful. I don't mean to scare the other creatures, but you all seem that you are in a test of wills. The enchantment placed here is quite ancient. It is meant to have been freely allowed to traverse, meant to keep outside forces at bay that seem to disrupt the natural flow of the bridge. So it should be, as many would put it, indestructible. But something pierced through. I don't know particularly what it could be, but it must not be far. And now as you sort of like look around you, from the mirror behind Yermo sort of to the land, there's a cluster of trees that have been sort of very similar to the pattern that you guys have all been kind of walking. But then to the left, there are these like smaller, about a couple miles away, kind of like hills that come up over each other. And then one single sort of like, almost like mountain that seems like it's been warped. So the mountain comes in kind of like a moon in on itself. Very sort of Nightmare Before Christmas-esque. But the mountain itself coils out and in and around, and every now and then taps one of the hills, and then the other one, he goes, so it could be anywhere, but if you head in that direction, you might want to be careful, and points over to that mountain that is sort of like behaving on its own, and then points over to the trees, and if you head in that direction, you'd probably want to be careful as well, and if you head that direction, and points over in the way in which you guys came, well, then you would just go back home. So don't go that way.
So we'll cross that last one out.
You can.
Does the mirror maybe have a smell that I could track?
Oh.
This smelly mirror wall.
Smelly mirror.
What kind of check would you like to perform?
Well, the only one that I have advantage on, which is perception for smelling stuff.
Go for it.
Cool. Hell yeah. 18.
You give a smell, and at first it smells kind of like charcoal. The more that you sort of lean into that, it now gives you a very burning wood that has been put out kind of smell. There is a very sort of fire-oriented smell that has affected the space.
Something smells burned, charred or something. Are there any fires here recently?
Guillermo kind of like looks at himself and he begins to play with his horns and he goes, well, fire. There is fire in Wyldacre, but it only comes from a single source. I don't know. Probably not that. You smell anything else?
What's the source?
Oh, probably nothing, but, well, perhaps. It could be the, he watches, he's kind of like struggling to put the words, and he's like, the archdevil perhaps, but, it could, one could say this or that or the other. The archdevil has been known to want to visit the archfey, certain situations, and a bit of a history, perhaps. But overall, I would say, probably not it. as the archdevil shouldn't have any issues crossing the bridge. So, if we're being honest, then perhaps the archdevil couldn't get in, which that could be a problem. Because if the archdevil can't get in to see the archfey, then who's keeping the archdevil out? So, yeah, that's as much as I like to think about it for a day. I will go and I will try to help what I can. Perhaps if you come across a genie, don't engage, but maybe try to communicate with them. They might have a solution, or maybe they're the ones that took it. This mirror is kind of sacred. A lot of surrounding creatures would like to probably get their hands on it. Maybe offer it to the archfey. But then in question, it sounds funny because then if they can't go see the archfey, why would they take it? So
I'm imagining the party just like inching away from him as he's rambling.
What is through the hole? There's a chunk of the mirror missing, so what is in that place?
You want to look through?
Yeah, why do you say it like that?
I'm asking. I don't want to say you're going to look through
the time knife.
Yeah, I would like to. Carefully.
You come up and you look at the hole.
I want to put my little my little monocle on and look through it.
You put your monocle as you walk over to the broken piece. And at first, it just kind of looks like there's like a central point of light that is coming down, but it's all foggy. You can just sort of make out this sort of like ever-shifting ray of light that's coming down from the skies up above. And there, as the space clears itself slightly, you see what looks like a massive diamond that has this iridescent changes in purples and pinks that seems to stretch for miles and miles until eventually the mist clears just enough for you to see the very top of what looks like a castle, perhaps? And for today, that's a wrap.
Okay. Interesting. Curious.
Thank you all so much for listening. Catch us in 2 weeks, where hopefully our adventuring party can find a way forward into this very mystical and promising land. Thank you so much.